Hello, everyone, and welcome to this bonus NASS episode. I am your host for this episode, Jose.
I am your other guy, George.
And I'm Marie.
And in today's episode, we are continuing what we started in the last episode. It is spooky season, so we're going to be covering some of our favorite horror movies throughout the years. Last episode, which you can find on our channel, we covered 80 to 84. And in this episode, we're going to be going 85 to 89, where we're each going to choose one movie that was a favorite of ours during that time frame. Without any further ado, let's kind of get right into it. So the last time frame that we did in the last episode, that was like pre-Jose. All right, now we're getting into post-Jose, the first few years coming out. And these were those movies. They came out towards the late 80s, and we did have some gems. So let's see which ones we choose. I will start off this episode again because I've got the power.
Let's start a Chucky right now.
Give me the power I beg of you!
Funny because that is a movie that came out during this time frame. Now, again, like the last one, because if I had to choose my absolute favorite, I have talked about it. I have beaten on it like a dead horse to this point. I did not go with that. I went with another favorite of mine, which was a heavy favorite as a kid growing up. I haven't watched it as much as an adult, but as a kid, I used to watch this so many times and I loved it. And that movie is 1987's The Gate.
Yes.
This is directed by I think Tibor Takacs. I'm butchering that name. But if you haven't seen The Gate, and you should watch The Gate, I mean, I can't guarantee you're gonna love it again because this was a childhood favorite. But basically, very easy concept. After a tree is struck by lightning, revealing this like giant hole in this family's like backyard, these kids pretty much accidentally perform a ritual by reading some creepy text. You've got a creepy album, the whole playing an album backwards. You got all of those little things like happening. And needless to say, they open up a gateway to basically hell. Now they're having to deal with it. Parents are gone because with these type of movies, it's always better if the parents are not involved. You have these kids going on their little adventures, and now they have to fight out these demons and close this portal. Sounds like very, things that we used to do when we were kids here. Just, fight demons, close portals, eat cereal. Like that's it.
All the time.
That was our lives. That was our lives.
Daily routine.
Yeah.
But this movie, it was just so much fun as a kid. Just the fantasy of like being a kid and fighting and defeating evil by yourself without the help of adults that, try to make you do stuff like chores. It's like, I'll teach you, I'll save the world. And then I just remember like I wanted like one of the rocket that we see in this
Yes.
movie like
Yes.
so bad. I was like, I want that. And I was the kid who, on top of like the horror movies and all that stuff, like I used to love like science stuff. So like I wanted the science that I thought I can like create like potions using those Kmart like science sets that came with things. I'm like, I can make something. That's where my imagination was. And this movie helped feed my imagination as a kid, where I was like, I want that rocket. I'm gonna launch that into space. It gave me my imagination fuel as a kid, which is why like I hold such a warm spot for this movie. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure how well this movie would be accepted these days. You rewatch it and there were some insults that characters use that nowadays are considered no-nos. So I can easily see if this movie were to be played now, or you're showing it to a newer generation, where there's going to be a lot of people highly offended and probably turn it off very early on because of certain words that are said. And they're going to be like, you can't say that. And they're going to turn it off. So I can acknowledge that in that aspect, it might not hold up to a newer generation like this day and age. But it's like, so many good memories. I remember I used to watch this so much, and I had friends or cousins, some that watched it, some that didn't. I didn't care. And I would just always be like,
You've been
not all of them loved
Yeah.
it. Not all of them loved
Uh,
it. Some would get really mad. Some would cry, even if they didn't get the reference. Like, I haven't been bad in there, but it would just be stuck in my head. I'd be like, you've been bad. So I love this movie. I actually rewatched it earlier this year again. I was like, oh, it's been a while. I still love it, but I don't know if it holds up because of nostalgia and the memory that I have from it. Uh, it's sort of just like what the actual like movie provides you as a viewer. So if you didn't watch it as a kid, I can't guarantee you might enjoy it as an adult because I can admit my bias. I have a lot of nostalgia just building this movie and keeping this movie up on a pedestal. But if you guys had a chance to have you seen this? I know by George's reaction, he's definitely
oh.
seen it. What about you, Marie? You ever seen The Gate?
I have seen it, but it was many, many years ago, and I think I maybe watched it once, and I don't remember much except for like the little guys coming out. Like there's like the little
The little
demons that come out
demons.
of like
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah.
And I don't know how old I was when I watched it, but I don't know if I was like in my 20s or something maybe. But even then I was like, damn, that looks pretty cool. Like I like,
It was like
but I don't
claymation demons.
Yeah.
I know I love claymation like that. Oh God, I love the like practical effects, but being put in with technology. You know what I mean? I don't know. I need to rewatch it clearly because I love that it was a
Yeah.
childhood fave for you, Jose and George. I'm assuming. So I need to rewatch it because it's been years, but I know I have watched it and I can see bits and pieces of it in my head. But there's lots of things that you're saying right now where I'm like, I don't remember that shit. I don't even remember the rocket. What? So I need to rewatch it.
That was this
Yeah.
weapon. That's how he
I
defeated
know.
the.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't know when I watched it. Like it was a long time ago. So yeah, I'm due for rewatch.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, this was a very young Stephen Dorff
Yeah.
in this
Okay.
movie. They're
Yeah.
kind of leading the charge. George, what are your thoughts on it?
So there was three movies I was gonna pick. I was going back and forth from. This was one of those movies. So that's why I had my moment of like, fuck yeah.
Good.
Because I know this is one of those movies like not many people know this movie. You know, I feel there's a small few of us who have watched this movie and then have also loved this movie. So yeah, like The Gate is freaking it made you feel like a hero. Like this for me, this was my Goonies. I was never a big fan of Goonies, but I loved The Gate. Like that was my thing. It's like that was the adventure of like forget freaking going on a pirate ship. I want to defeat the devil. Like that was this movie. Especially like we're Puerto Rican, so I don't know how prevalent it was for you growing up, but like my mother educated me in like the ideas of like Santeria and like how my abuela would practice it and my bisabuela would practice it. So it's just like it was in my family that they would do that stuff. My mom, she was never gonna touch it, but she explained it to me. And so like I felt essences of that in the movie where it's just like, there's that dark magic, reading the or listening to the words backwards and summoning the demons and all that kind of stuff. But like then you have to stop it and it's like, oh yeah, like that I would be that kid because it's in my bloodline because my grandparents did it. I'd have the power. And I too, I asked my parents for that rocket. I was like, I want that rocket for Christmas. Every Christmas, I'd ask for that rocket. And they was like, no. It's like you lit like a toilet paper roll on fire that one time. We're not letting you anywhere near fire ever again. We're
You're
not.
like, you'll regret this when I
Yeah.
can't save you.
It's like that's
Yeah.
practice. I need to practice to know how to do this. But that movie,
That's cute.
there's that question if it holds up. I say if you're too sensitive about words, you probably shouldn't watch horror films. All right. And
Yeah.
then B, like there is a scene in that movie which I believe still holds up to today. It's one of the most dopest freaking special effects scenes. And it's the moment when like that massive like golem creature man is coming into his room and then he falls over and when he hits the ground, it turns into like hundreds of little freaking demonites and everything. And the way
That's what
it just happens. It's crazy. Like you can do that scene in
Yeah.
slow motion and it still leaves you wondering, how did they pull that off? Like how did they do that? There was no computer special effects back then. There was just like you said, claymation. So they had to cut this thing at just the right moment and it looks seamless. It's crazy. Actually, you can watch I think on Corridor Crew on YouTube, and they break down the scene, and even they had trouble trying to figure out like how was this done. There's like forced perspective inside of it, and I've seen it so many times. I'm just like, it's seamless to me. It's just so freaking amazing, and it's creepy as hell. Because just imagine a massive dude who's already like unstoppable turning into an army of little demon dudes. That's like fighting 100 Chuckies or some shit. Like, forget that. Like that's still scary till today. There's a bunch of little cockroach demons. That thing is super terrifying. I think that moment alone makes that movie watchable and stand up to most things that you see today. It's so freaking awesome.
That's the scene I was actually thinking about when I said that there's a little demon. It's that scene, and it stuck
Mhm.
out to me so much. And I was thinking in my head, doesn't something fall? And then it's like a smell. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's movie magic. That's what. Oh, like let's get back to that. That's why it's like I don't watch a lot of new horror. Like new horror movies come out, I'm like meh. But like watching like the old stuff, it's oh
Remember, as a kid, another part that kind of did this kind of gave me the creeps as a kid, and it was the eye in the hand.
Mhm.
When he opens the hand, you see the eye there and stuff. I'll get like an itchy feeling in my hand when I was like watching. I
Yeah.
was like, "Am I gonna get an eye in my hand?" And stuff. So
ugh.
what? Yeah, little moments like that. And this movie, because I saw it at such a young age, it taught me early on: don't play records backwards. Leave text that you don't understand alone. Do not say it out loud. This was one of the movies that taught me that at a very early age. So it was educational.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So the Gate 1987 was my choice. George, we'll go to you next. What is your choice for your 85 to 89 movie?
For me, I'll be taking us to 1986. Now, this is a movie I have mentioned before in the past, but it's always been in passing, and I figured this is a time I'm going to shine a better light on it, and I get to show clips or stills from it in our episodes, so I could really like show you guys why I enjoy this movie so much. All right. And that movie is Dead Time Stories. Something tells me you guys probably still haven't seen this movie yet, but it's
No.
definitely worth a watch. It's an anthology movie. So kind of we touched
Okay.
upon in the last episode. Now I'm coming in with one, and this is one I think it's on Amazon. You can watch it there. Don't have to pay for it, and it's just a really fun time. It's cheesy. I know that. I'm fully aware of how cheesy it is, and you'll see it, and you're like, "This is the movie he likes." Okay, but I'm a sucker for practical effects. The practical effects in this are freaking still amazing. And I like the idea of taking also fairy tales and kind of like messing with them. And so this does that, but it opens up with our overarching story, and that is this uncle who's just trying to get his nephew to go to sleep. He's like, you get the idea. He's probably babysitting and doing the brother or sister a favor by letting them have their night out and shit. And he's just there watching the kid, and he's trying to watch whatever's on the channel. I think it's like a nudie competition of some sort that he's trying to see, and the kids just call him "Good Mike." He's like, "What the hell? What the?" hell? And I even love the intro. Like it starts off actually really strong for a horror film because it gives you that classic, like almost Halloween thing where you're seeing it from the perspective of that person, of like the uncle, and you feel like, oh, he's a bad guy. He's like walking up the stairs slowly. You're seeing the hand reach out for like the doorknob and everything, and then eventually it opens the door and it's the uncle and the kid's jumping on the bed and everything, and he's like, "Go to bed already, god damn it!" And he gives
Mm.
like very much like Michael Keaton vibes. He's like Wish version of Michael Keaton, or I guess since this is the 80s, mail order Michael Keaton, like you had to send in like 10 UPCs and you got this version.
Yeah.
You know, you know?
Yeah.
And but the dude like not the best actor, but he gives you just enough of the vibes that you need to like feel his struggle of like this kid gotta go to sleep. Screw this kid, all right? Because eventually he has to tell him his stories. And he's just like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "You want the three little pigs? You want this?" He's like, "Whatever, I don't care."
Any story in particular? Three Little Pigs, Jack and the Beanstalk?
I don't care.
Ugly Duckling, Sleeping Beauty?
If you like.
Brian, what story?
I was like, "Mother, you had me come up here because you wanted a story." And like I just feel like that frustration. And at no time are you on this kid's side. Like you're never rooting for the kid at all. And you should be as a child, but as a kid, I'm watching it, I was like, I wish there was a monster in this room. God damn, this kid's annoying.
Take them out.
So yeah, I wanted to kill this kid. Like as a child, like imagine me 5 years old and was like, "Yo, screw that kid." But yeah, he ends up like telling a bunch of scary stories. And like just to backtrack, I love the intro of like the credits. Like typical intro credits. You just see words, names, and that's it. But like this had a theme song with like lyrics and everything that like intertwines like fairy tale stories and like and how it kind of like messes you up and everything. And like and you're seeing it from like a fairy tale book. It looks like a very classic fairy tale book, and a hand like it looks like stop motion almost, but also this feels like maybe it's just a hand in a glove kind of thing. But it's turning the pages, and as you go through like every like 5 or 6 pages, then the hand changes. So you see like the hand going in, and then another hand comes in and grabs it, and that hand's like more grotesque. So it's like a hairy hand, then it's like a demon hand, then it's like a hooved hand, and it's like it's just like, preparing you. It's like there's gonna be some shit happening later
It's
on.
like
Just get
Pokemon's
ready.
evolving.
Yeah, it's catching them all. So yeah,
Cool.
I had to point that out because I thought that was really cool. I'll put a little clip of it happening as we talk about this and everything. But then it starts going into the stories. And so like he gives you the first tale, which is like the fisherman's son and like the three witches. This is something that's very loose and goes through different kind of renditions depending on the culture and place you're from in the world. But pretty much son is sold into slavery, and these witches have him do their bidding, and they're trying to like pretty much like bring their dead sister back to life and everything. This is another movie.
Mm.
It's the 80s. There's nudity. There's sexual content in this. This movie does not have the same overarching theme of being a better person or any of that kind of crap. This is just a feel-good movie. All right. So I'm going the opposite route from like the Cronenberg thing from
Mhm.
last episode. You're seeing like this boy have to like do terrible things. Like they end up getting like this priest, and they trick him thinking he's gonna get it on with two hot chicks. It's not two hot chicks. He thinks they are hot chicks, but he's drugged. But it's the two witches who are just like messing with him. And they end up like cutting his hand off, and the effects of the hand coming off, like there's like this acidy goo that they put on him, and then the hand just like comes off, and it starts crawling off his arm by itself, and it's like seeing Thing being born for the first time, like from the Addams Family, how it just moves
Mm.
on its own. Super cool effect. So again, it's like I'm a sucker for special effects. You do something dope that messes with my head, and I'm left wondering how you did it. You got me rewatching you over and over again. And this has those kind of moments. Just this first clip alone, because that happens moments later. They're bringing the sister back to life. It's just a heart, like a withered heart that looks like crusty newspaper, and it's a skeleton, and they bring the heart back to life, and you're watching the heart go from like dust to all of a sudden it's like flesh and blood, and it's pumping and it's alive, and all of a sudden like these veiny vines are coming out of it and overcoming the skeleton, and you're seeing the skeleton become a being, like it's just becoming a person. And a lot of it, like you see, it's like filmed in reverse and get like little tricks and everything, but it's just really cool. It's cool effects of just seeing like the skin form and the veins and everything come alive. So super cool intro to the whole thing. He's done telling the story. He goes back to his show. The kid's not done. Uncle Mike. Next story. So now you get to have like Little Red Riding Hood, and this one's more like modern now because the uncle's just free balling here. Like he's not reading a book. You know, he starts talking about Red Riding Hood. He's like, yeah, so we got this girl, Little Red Riding Hood. Yeah, it's Rachel. She's like 16, 18 years old, whatever. She's hot, you know, and she just came home from school and she wants to go for a jog. And the kid's like, that's not how a mom tells the Red Riding Hood. He's like, well, that's how I tell it, all right? Check it out, all right? It's like she just got home and now she starts like feeling herself up. And it's full 80s sexual kind of stuff. She's just discovering herself in this moment. It's like, yo, Uncle Mike, man, I can tell you really want to go back downstairs and watch your freaking shit. But this was a cool take on the Red Riding Hood thing with the big bad wolf, because it doesn't go in the direction you think it's gonna go. You know, like in the books, the wolf gets killed by the axeman or the huntsman or whatever. So
Huntsman.
yeah,
Hmm.
some dude with an axe. He dies. There's no huntsman in this because in the 80s and modern days there are no huntsmen. All right, you don't even have a policeman in this thing. The big bad wolf gets his freaking prey, but the big bad wolf isn't the
Spoiler
one.
alert!
Well, I'm not spoiling everything
I
because
thought you were gonna say.
you know.
I thought you were gonna say no. In this one, Red Riding Hood and the Wolf, they fuck.
I mean, he wants
That's where,
to.
that's where I thought it was
He
going.
definitely wants to because it plays on the
Bang.
idea of losing your virginity. She
Yeah.
loses her virginity
Yeah.
to her boyfriend, and then
I'll
after
huff and I'll
that,
puff and I'll blow. No. All right, let's stop there.
I mean, there could have been some blowing. I don't know. It was off screen. But like,
Oh man.
I actually, you know what? There is a messaging in this. I take it back because it deals with her losing her virginity, and then you see her questioning what she's done. Like there is
Mm.
that moment of like, I think I did something bad. Like I don't think I should have done that.
Yeah.
That sucks. Like she's like, I don't look different. I don't feel different. And she's just disappointed. The guy's happy. He's like, he got his rocks off. He's like, yeah, all right, you know. But what happens when you lose your virginity in a horror movie? You die. And so the boyfriend gets
Oh,
freaking
George, you got me going, but I want to watch this, and I feel like you're taking me through the entire movie right now, and I want to see it.
okay. Well, I'm not telling you what happens at the end of that. All right, I'll give you the last one. The last one's probably one of my favorite ones. All right, and that's Goldilocks and the Three Bears. But instead of actual bears, you're given a family who are called the Bears, and
Okay.
they're kind of like loony bins. Like it opens up with the dad breaking the son out of an asylum, and the mom like busts in with the car, hits the security guard. They get out of there, and Goldilocks is apparently a telepathic, telekinetic uh serial killer who kills all of her boyfriends, and then they meet each other. And I'll stop it right there because you're right. I'll probably give away too much.
That's
It's
what I
because
want to see.
it's because I enjoy this movie so much. It's a very fun movie.
Well,
We
I
should do a
feel
review on it after we watch it and do a review and be like, okay,
Yeah.
George, now let's talk about Dead Time Stories.
yeah, I feel like we're 2 for 2 now with 2 episodes, and the second episode that you've provided a movie that I haven't seen, and this one I definitely want to see because it has elements that I do like. One, anthology, and I spoke in the last episode that we did. I enjoy myself and some anthologies, some horror anthologies. So this sounds like a sampler I'm willing to order and see how I feel about it in that way. And then the other thing that you just mentioned right there, I like retelling, different retellings of old favorites and fairy tales and all of those aspects. So that's another thing that's kind of attracted me, which is why I had to cut you off. Normally I'd be like, George, keep going, but I'm like, no, I want to see this now. Like,
Yeah.
let me see this. So I'm adding this one. It's made the list, so I'm adding it to the list. Marie, I'm assuming you haven't seen it yet, but do you have any thoughts you want to throw in?
Well, I haven't seen it, but when I was looking through the list of all the movies, because I just don't remember what movies exist anymore because I'm old, saw that there, and I'm like, I know someone loves this. Someone has talked about this movie before, and it was George. And I'm like, I haven't seen this, but I know someone loves this. And yeah, you also got me interested when it was like the retelling aspect. And I was noting it down, and I have a list of must like gotta see movies on my phone, and was adding it to the list, and you're talking about it, and I was just like, no, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Like I do want to know. Like I want to talk. You're talking about the, and he chops his hand off. I'm like, don't tell me, George.
I promise.
Tell me.
I didn't spoil the ending of any of the stories. I promise you that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and no, and I love the passion, and I want to hear all about it, and I want to hear more, and I want to see your excitement, and I want to talk about it with you. But I was just like, la 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 la, and there was no Doug. There was no Doug. I just want to get out of here, and I just want to get
She pulled the old date trick. She was texting
Yeah.
under the camera, like, help me.
All right, mom.
no. But like so like I was just like la la. But I love the enthusiasm, and but it made me want to see it so badly that I didn't want to hear anything else about it. And like that's just because you're really good at explaining things, George. You paint a picture, and you're really like passionate, and you paint these visuals in your mind. And I'm like, shit, it sounds so good. And then yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, with
here
the
is
last
yeah.
episode with Videodrome, I was like, okay, I'm willing to give it a try, but I'm just still kind of like, I don't know. But this one, I was like, yes, okay, gonna try it. Adding this to the
He's like,
list.
shut the hell up. I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
it.
piqued
I'm
my
sold.
interest.
I'm sold, George. I'm sold. All right, Marie, take us to the promised land. You've got the final movie. What is your choice for your 85 to 89?
Like, okay, this list, when I was looking at the movies that came out, I read so many lists from 85 to 89, and I was going like IMDb, I was going through all these other things and like the whatever, Bloody Disgusting or something, and I'm looking through them all, and I'm like, this is a tough batch of movies for me, because like there's ones I haven't seen, like The Blob, I think was on there, and I know it's probably amazing, and I haven't seen it yet, it's also on my
Yeah.
list. And then there's like The Fly, which I only watched for the first time like the beginning of this year, and I thought it was amazing. There was themes in it that I didn't think they were going to deal with themes like that, the depth of The Fly. I wasn't aware. Okay. And then of
David
course there's
Cronenberg.
aliens. I know, amazing. And then there's aliens, and it's like I could talk about that, but it's like, Ripley and her like basically she's the main character in this one. She wasn't really in the first one, and she's like her femininity and like her like mother skills and all that really come through. But I gotta go with what my actual favorite is. Okay, like it's obvious. It's gonna be a Halloween movie. I have to pick a Halloween movie. Oh, Jose's glitching out. Did you guys see that or no?
Yeah, I
Just
saw
me.
that. Yeah, no, I saw it.
Oh, yeah,
Videodrome's
it's just the
coming.
Oh
spirit. That's
no.
it. It's just the spirit. I was watching the host earlier today, and I accidentally conjured it in, so it's just been messing with my electronics
Oh,
and
God, that was
stuff.
the Google.
Don't worry, I have the incantation to get rid of it later. I've just been a little
Good.
lazy.
Control Alt Delete.
Yeah.
That's it.
In there. But what Halloween movie is it?
There's so many.
Well,
Yeah.
in this batch of years, I could pick Halloween 4, which is 1988, and then they took years to master Halloween 5, which is 1989. So I'm like, which one do I pick out of the two? Because Halloween 4, I like it, but it is like a little, it's darker. Halloween 5 is lighter and more comedic, and like I'm just gonna ignore the police squeaking, horn honking comedic clown sound when the cops come in. Like, just please take that out of the movie Halloween 5. But like, I'm trying to think about which one I rewatch more. And when I was a kid, it was probably Halloween 4, but as an adult, it's actually Halloween 5. So I'm gonna say Halloween 5. It's my favorite in this realm. And people hate this movie. It's not good. Like, it's not like a great movie at all, okay? By any means. And all the acting's cheesy. There's like all this electric guitar, like stuff coming through, and it's Halloween. It just doesn't suit it. Oh, and Rachel gets a Boba Fett death, which is just terrible. Like, what a horrible death for Rachel. But Danielle Harris, I remember being a kid because what I would do in the summer holidays is I would go sleep at my friend's house, and we would rent Halloween 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 and watch them all in a night every weekend
No,
when I slept
3.
over at her house. No, 3. I didn't watch 3 till I was an adult, probably 2 years ago, and I enjoy it. But I love Michael Myers. Michael Myers was Bay, right? And I didn't want to watch me to have Michael Myers. So we'd watch them all every single weekend for like months. Well, I remember watching it when I was a kid and thinking Danielle Harris and her acting in this with this child who's been so traumatized that she lost her voice, and just her acting in this when she goes in her trances, when she's like connected to Michael, like the storylines. This is when the like part of the Thorn trilogy, and the Thorn stuff's all weird and stupid, and she her telepathic with Michael. Like when I was a kid, I loved it, and then her acting was just so good. And I watch it now as an adult, I'm like, God damn it, this kid can act. Like I was like, she is so amazing in this movie. And it has like really good Halloween vibes to it. Like there's like the barn, and there's a barn party, and there's a Halloween party. When I was a kid, I really didn't like Tina, and now as an adult, I love Tina. People think she's so annoying, but I think she's amazing in this movie, and I love her. And one of my most favorite scenes in any Halloween movie is when Michael is in Tina's boyfriend Michael's car, brilliant, and he's wearing what the brute mask they call it, and he's wearing her boyfriend's Halloween mask. And I love seeing this little trickster Michael Myers come out where he waits and he's waiting for his prey. He's trying to get to a destination. He doesn't even care about Tina. He's just using her to get to his niece, right? And just the scene in the car, and she thinks it's her boyfriend, and she goes to like kiss him on the cheek, and he's gripping. See, I just love Michael Myers. He's gripping the steering wheel, and you can hear the leather in his gloves, and his eye is just looking at her, and it's just like crazy eye. He's staring at her, and the breathing, and it's just the most, that's a tense scene. You're talking about tension. Like, it's not like a horrific movie, but that scene, the tension in that movie is palpable, and it's just amazing. I love it. And I love everything to do with like the barn. I don't like the end when he's just crying. Halloween 5, is that the one? Yes. Jamie makes him take the mask off, and she's like, and he starts like a tear, and she goes to wipe it. But I do like that he gets pissed off. So it wasn't quite like Alien Earth Xenomorph who was tamed that we hate. The animal and the evil was in Michael Myers, and he did not like the fact that he showed weakness there, and he became human, and he was like, I can't be tamed. And he like started breaking shit, and he was like, no. So I was like, okay, I forgive it. But when I was like a young girl, I was like, oh, he has feelings. I was like,
I
he has
can't
a
fix
change
sensitive
him.
side. I can't change him. He can't be changed. Yeah, like just warped mindset, girl mindset, right? But then as an adult, I see that people like really hate that scene, Michael Myers, and I'm like, okay, but at least he like his rage comes back. And it's dumb at the end with the jail cell, and then like the Thorn guy comes in and stays like it's just stupid. And the beginning stupid. Well, kind of, but you can see like Michael Myers in this like creek floating, and you can see the life jacket underneath him, like underneath his suit. And he's floating down the river. It's just like it's a shitty movie, but I love it and it feels like Halloween to me and it feels cozy and it's light enough that I can rewatch it like before bed, like as I'm going to sleep. Like Halloween 4 is like a little darker, but Halloween 5 has like a lightness, comedic, like super 80s tone and vibe. And that brute mask scene, man, does it for me. I love it. So, and Daniel Harris is acting. So Halloween 5 has to be my favorite.
I feel, and we all have it some form right now between this, your shirt, and George, is this is the trinity of horror.
Yeah.
It is Freddy, it is Jason, it is Michael Myers, and the '80s was just dominated by these. So like I feel like we each have, we have like our favorites and what we gravitate to, but it's you can't deny that that is the trinity with them. And while I watch Nightmare on Elm Street, I go through at least once a year the entire trilogy. Friday the 13th and Halloween is another one that I will constantly, if I'm gonna watch one, I'm gonna watch them all. And I'm gonna go
Mhm.
through. And I do it at least every like other year. And last year was a Halloween watch through. And with these movies, because of the time frame they were in, the nature of these movies, they are not all gonna be like critical classics, but it doesn't make them less enjoyable.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can watch it and be like, I know this is flawed to hell, but damn it, is it fun to watch? We've discussed this movie with like H2O. And I was like, it's a fun movie. It's a great, amazing. No, but it's a fun to watch. So
I
I can
mean,
de
pretty
so
amazing.
I could definitely respect it. I will tell you. So that car mask scene
Yeah.
or the hospital
Hot
like
tub,
others
hot
the
tub
hot
scene.
tub scene. Which one are you picking here?
Yeah, I knew those are my two favorite scenes ever, and I gotta go with the hospital hot tub scene in Halloween too, just because he's such a dirty little like what just this dirty hand on her and just like and she's licking that finger and I'm like ugh, like that he just ate a dog with those hands. He ate a dog. Like he's just it's just such a that
uh,
scene and it's just the way it's lit and just how he eliminates her is horrifying. And so I'd pick that scene, but the brute mask scene's a close second for sure.
I'm gonna say something a little controversial. It's been a long time since I've watched the Halloween series like all the way through. It's probably been like over 5 years for me, I want to say. Because the last time I did it, I was actually doing a review of all of them with a couple of friends actually from the Launchpad podcast because they love the Halloween series. So we were talking about all of them. And I have a soft spot in my heart for part three. As much as I love the original with Michael Myers and like that, part three was doing
Yeah.
something different. And I was like, I see
I
what you're
liked
doing.
it too,
I
yeah.
like where you're going with this. I
Yeah.
wonder what the what if world would have been like if we had kept on going with that premise. Yeah, I hate to say it, like of the Trinity, he's a little lower for me. I think it's because of all the witch stuff that happened later on. There's too much retconning I felt for him, but I respect the choice. I respect the choice of
Yeah.
Michael Myers because like you
I
said, it's like you go behind me. It's like I got my Freddy, I got my Jason. I don't have my Michael Myers yet. I don't,
oh, you gotta
but
get him.
I am
Yeah.
looking for him. He is next.
Good.
Him and Leatherface are my next masks. But
Okay, good. It's gotta be like the right like 78 mask too. It's gotta be the
yeah,
best one. But yeah, I had to I know I'm gonna be very typical and predictable when I pick my favorites, but it's like I'm gonna be picking my favorites and it's gonna be
he's your
predictable
boy.
maybe.
He's
He's my boy. I
yeah.
can't, and maybe he might come up later on in this. Just letting you know, guys. But I feel like he's part of a chunk of years that might there'll be a little bit of a debate. But I have to stay true. I have to stay true to myself and just pick my actual favorite. And I like that you guys are doing something a little different. But I'm just gonna stay on that path. I think I'll yeah we'll see.
There's
You're our
no
compass, our pointing north for us at all times.
North Star.
Yeah, that's it.
no wrong way around it. And who knows, maybe next time we are talking Michael Myers, we might be talking about the new game that's coming out and how that
Yeah.
goes. So just keep that in mind, y'all. But with that, I want to thank those of you who joined us for this bonus NASS episode. If you enjoyed this episode or want to catch any of our previous episode as well as future episodes, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification button so you're alerted when we do drop future episodes. As I mentioned, we had the 80 to 84 episode that you can catch on our channel. And next, we're going to be doing the 90 to 94. So we're going to be getting into 90s horror next.
Yeah.
So make sure you hit the notification button if you do want to catch those. Uh, you can find our show on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever else podcasts are found. And if you do love our amazing personalities, or you just want to hate watch us, you can find us on Not a Strong Start on all major social media platforms. Me personally, you can find me at This Is Me Nombre on Instagram.
You can follow me at Nicolopolis.
You can follow me at Marie Plays It All.
With that said, as always, we might not always have a strong start, but we guarantee to sometimes, maybe possibly, have a strong finish. Make sure to join us for 90 to 94. Until next time.